Welcome back, Cribbabyent News Channel, y'all. What's up, y'all? Hey, um, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Y'all know everything with YNW Melly, co-defendant, YNW Bortlen. They trying to give him a plea deal and everything, y'all. So it's kind of crazy. So we finna go ahead and react to this and see what's going on. I don't know how academics be getting all this stuff, but he be getting it, man. He be getting it. Also, to the person named DD_Cook. Make sure to go ahead and reach out to me so I can go ahead and get you your $200 from the raffle. You did win the raffle. So make sure to go ahead and message me on one of my social media accounts so I can go ahead and get you your $200. Let's get into it, y'all. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, y'all, so we can go ahead and get into this. I'm going to holler at y'all.
Pursuant to 938.27, I will impose a cost of prosecution of $100. Sir, I'm also ordering restitution in that case payable 20 days to tell me the amount of the restitution. There will be no restitution. I will impose that as another condition. That will conclude that matter. In case number, as to count one, reporting probation. Just did so in the previous case. Pursuant to 940.325, no restitution in that case. Both cases, all the time that you have served. State, if your announcement is to count 1 and 2. In case number 20, I think that concludes all the matters. State, is there anything else that you need me to do regarding Mr. Henry in either case?
All right. Anyway, the judge mentioned something about the proffer, and so this person's argument with me was that this is a little bit different than federal because the judge is making it clear I don't care what you do in the proffer. So essentially, he could go in the proffer and lie and spin. So let me go back to
not guilty or no contest. Contest, please, as to each that you understand the nature of the charges and count 4. I will adjudicate you guilty.
I wish the thing was popping.
Attorneys do not agree on the amount. I will conduct 6 years of reporting probation.
Okay.
Guilty, not guilty, or no. To count 4 for the purpose of each plea in both cases. Crimes occurred. So,
by the way, I will say, Melly's younger brother is in here. So if Melly's younger brother is in here, maybe this is an attempted play. I'm just saying, if he tried to spin the cops, I think it ends bad.
Vehicle when these crimes occurred. But actually, the opposite would be true. If there was any such physical evidence that could be tested for DNA, that DNA evidence would tell me that you were one of the 2 people.
That's his younger brother right there. With the dreads that was sitting in the front row, that's his younger brother.
That was inside the vehicle when these crimes occurred. So do you agree with that statement? State, do you agree with that statement?
By the way, and another reason I called the Gunner plea. Didn't Gunner basically also said the same thing? Yeah, I was in the car, but the guns wasn't mine.
Ack will literally get anybody bammed up. But he kind of pointing out something which is actually true, But the thing is, the thing is, why or like Melly, he didn't say he like the gun and everything was his. Melly didn't say that, bro. Like,
Ain't this nigga saying I'm in the car? Here's my DNA. If y'all find it anywhere else, it ain't me.
Defense, do you agree with that statement? Mr. Henry, understanding everything that I have talked to you about up to this point, do you still want to go ahead and resolve both cases? Is there anything else that you need me to do before I take his plea? Accessory after the 1-0.
that's YNW Melly brother right here. That's his brother. His mom is right here.
Contest pleas as to each that you have knowingly entered each plea, the consequences of the plea. Accordingly, and pursuant to the negotiated agreement, I will sentence you as follows. In case number 19, that will be followed by 7. I will serving as to the amount. I'm going to give you of your sentence to pay back. If they come back with an amount 3 CF10A, as to count 1 reporting probation.
I'm trying to get to the proffer part.
All counts. CF10A, your announcement as to counts 1 and 2.
So I'll give you quickly what the bet is. 2 $5,000 bets, right? So the first bet, and I bet that.
Oh, this, bro. This nigga is betting on another person's life. Like, this shit has to be recorded, y'all, because this man is betting on another man's life, bro. That's crazy, bro. And it's serious. You know, like for lower level people that's not in the social media, you know, it happen all the time. Let's be honest, it happens all the time. But bro, he is a big famous person, bro, with a huge platform, bro. He's betting on another man's life. It's way different from him for him.
That something involved in this. Again, this ain't 6ix9ine snitching where he's gonna be like, he right there, nice Melly right. No, like bro, these lawyers are way more advanced, and they disguise what telling is. I believe that the information given up in the proffer, and also by the nature of the pleas that he's taken, accessory after the fact of murder, it helps the state. Oh, why the fuck would the state drop 5 life sentences to just be like, oh, we just want this guy to go home? Come on. So I believe something is there and it'll be obvious. But that might be hard
That's
to
true.
tell because this is why these lawyers are good. Because just like, Gunna fans get to run around and be like, well, Gunna's statements was used in court. Yeah, nigga. Because Thug's lawyers and everybody else lawyers who stayed on the case stopped fighting the argument that YSL wasn't a gang. Thug actually was right about that when he said it in the interview. Their whole strategy turned from we're not a gang to well maybe it was a gang, but we're in the record label part. So they conceded. Once niggas
It's a big difference. You see, and these boys rocking out. These boys is rocking out with what's going on.
start copping pleas that it was a gang, they shifted. So basically they weren't gonna contest it anymore, meaning they wouldn't have to call Gunna. But if they were still gonna contest that, which would be stupid, they would call Gunna. But Thug's lawyers and all the lawyers stopped arguing that YSL isn't a gang. They just said this guy was doing music, and it was a multifaceted thing. But this was only a musician. You get what I'm saying? So again, Gunna fans get to run around and say, "Oh, he didn't get called." Yeah, because nothing that he already said it. And then other people reiterated it. Thug's lawyers and everybody else's lawyers just had to pivot. They pivoted to say, well, we could still beat it. Let's just say not everybody was in the gang. Do you get what I'm saying?
And in case number 23-10643 CF10A, state your announcement as to count 2 and count 5.
Bro, Bortlen not finna take that plea case, bro. If I know anything about like this nigga, bro, he is not finna take that plea case at all. Them Haitians don't play out there.
So I said, damn, we might be a
That
gang.
concludes all the matters. State, is there anything else that you need me to do regarding Mr. Henry in either case?
Mr. If you just have one moment.
I'm looking at the plea forms, the 23 case, they have 707 days, credit for time served. To do it. Defense on behalf of Mr. Henry. Yeah, he'll be on Mr. Nesmith and Mr. Haddad.
Okay.
As to count 3, accessory after, do you understand that? Under the provisions of the Jimmy Rice Act, if the offenses to which you are pleading are sexually violent or acknowledge that my attorney and I have reviewed any discovery disclosed by the state.
And they don't have the fucking
and I are unaware of any physical evidence for which
all right, my bad. I was trying to find the transcript that I could just search it. There is a part where damn, can I find there's a part where the judge says, as far as your proffer, our deal here is done. And basically he's saying your proffer has nothing to do with me, in a sense.
understanding everything that I have talked to you about up to this point, do you still want to go ahead? I acknowledge that my attorney and I have these forms. And is that your signature on the back? You are not a citizen of the United States. If the offense is, you have the right to appeal any decision this afternoon. Is that what you want to do with all the work that they have done for you? You have guilty or no contest.
Ali, I love you're here.
I mean, it's easy to spot me on the court, I bet.
But you've always been like that. See me?
Yeah.
Before you hear me, all done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's right.
Not so fast. I love you.
Does anybody know the timestamp for it? Someone said go back more.
as to murder in the first degree. How are you going to? We're going to do one at a time to a PSI defense. Understanding everything that these crimes occurred. That. Sir, paragraph 11 of each form that you see probation. I will impose mandatory. There will be no restitution. Count 7. I will accept 1-0.
I can't find it.
State, is there anything else that you need me to do before I take his plea? Okay. So, Mr. Henry, again, 2 cases we're going to negotiate an agreement. I will send it to you as follows. 9 just did so in the previous case.
Just let it play. I'm gonna let it play. My bad.
Each one has your name on the top. Your initials on the left-hand side, front and back, and your signature on the back. Did you go over both of these forms? Any questions about what's on either of these forms? And is that your signature on the back of each form? Sir, there's a few things that I need to tell everyone that I take a plea from. They may or may not apply to you. If you are not a citizen of the United States, these pleas will result in your deportation. Do you understand that? Under the provisions of the Jimmy Rice Act.
Bortlen from Haiti? Bortlen's from Haiti? He said you are not a U.S. citizen. What?
If the offenses to which you are pleading are sexually violent,
I know he Haitian, but I thought he was born in the
or
U.S.
sexually motivated offenses, or if you've been previously convicted of such offenses, then these pleas will subject you to an
Don't
involuntary
let Trump see
commitment
this. Trump
as
gonna
a
deport him
sexually
either
violent
way.
predator upon completion of your sentences. Do you understand that? If these are drug offenses, the Department of Motor Vehicles will revoke your driver's license for a period of 1 year. Do you understand that? Sir, paragraph 11 of each form that you sign reads as follows. I acknowledge that my attorney and I have reviewed any discovery disclosed by the state. My attorney and I are unaware of any physical evidence for which DNA may exonerate me. In other words, sir, if there's any physical evidence in the case that we could test for DNA, that DNA evidence would not tell me that you were not one of the people in that vehicle when these crimes occurred. But actually the opposite would be true. If there was any such physical evidence that could be tested for DNA, that DNA evidence would tell me that you were one of the 2 people that was inside this vehicle when these crimes occurred. Sir, do you agree with that statement?
So basically agreeing that he was in a car.
State, do you agree with that statement? Defense, do you agree with that statement? Mr. Henry, understanding everything that I have talked to you about up to this point, do you still want to go ahead and resolve both cases today, right now? Defense, is he stipulating to a factual basis for the purpose of each plea in both cases? Yes. And if he's entitled to a PSI defense, are you going to waive that as to each case? Absolutely. State, is there anything else?
By the way, so he's stipulating to a factual basis, which means you got to give a factual basis of how you committed accessory after the fact. To me, I don't know how you do that without not tell. Like, if one nigga saying the murder ain't happened and the other nigga is saying how he helped the murder happen after it happened, how the hell you ain't, like, okay.
What you need me to do before I take his plea? Okay. So, Mr. Henry, again, 2 cases. We're going to do one at a time. In case number 19, 1871 CF10A, as to count 3, accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree, and as to count 4, accessory after the fact as to murder in the first degree. How are you going to plead, sir? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? In case number 23, 10643 CF10A, as to count 1, tampering with a witness in a capital felony, and count 7, unlawful use of a 2-way communication device. How are you going to plead, sir? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? I will accept your no contest pleas as to each. I'm going to find a factual basis to support each based upon my review of.
Boy said he ain't going down without a fight. I ain't gonna lie, like they trying to railroad that boy. They trying to railroad that boy because if he take a plea, that's gonna like show the state and everything that something that they did have something going on.
Each electronic probable cause affidavit, as well as your stipulation in court here today, I'm going to further find that you have freely, voluntarily, and intelligently waived your rights, that you have knowingly entered each plea with the advice of competent.
Oh wow, 7:45. Goddamn, y'all look good.
Phillips and reservists to the amount. I'm going to give the state 120 days to tell me the amount of that restitution. If they fail to do so within 120 days, there will be no restitution. If they come back with an amount and the attorneys agree on the amount, I will impose that as another condition of your sentence to pay back that restitution. If they come back with an amount and the attorneys do not agree on the amount, I will conduct a restitution hearing. Sir, lastly, and I want to make it very clear on the record, and it's unrelated to this negotiated change of plea, I guess at some point after the fact, the state wants to take a proffer from you and have a discussion with you, ask you some questions about whatever that may be. What I want you to understand, sir, is I guess that's part of this negotiated resolution, but your answers to any of those questions, whatever they might be, have no bearing on me and have no bearing on this negotiated resolution. In other words, the deal you negotiated is the deal you negotiated, and that's the ballgame. Do you understand all that, sir? Have you had enough time to talk to your lawyer?
Now, and this is why is again. So the person who made the bet with me, they're going off of this to say he could spin the cops. So here I goes in a proffer session. It's called
Fellas, criminals, drug criminals, and everybody that go to court. Stop trying to spin the cops. Like, this is a new term that I've heard. I've never heard this until the Young Thug situation. Spinning the cops is wild.
queen for a day. Usually they're giving you a proffer knowing that you either committed crime, and it's really a negotiated thing. This is something where you're not gonna use your Fifth Amendment right in a proffer. Remember, there's two murder charges that they know prosec. They essentially got dismissed. They could file them again. They could file him again. So if he goes in a proffer session and says some other shit, now granted, whatever he says, they could usually, sometimes it'll come with an immunity or whatever of the sorts. They could just file more charges against the nigga. So again, it's kind of it's worthless to go in there and just flat out lie. You know what I mean? Again, remember, even if, and also I believe it helps the state case, um even if he doesn't fully point the finger at Melly. Melly's story is that he got dropped off at a certain time. If his truthful story doesn't exactly match Melly's story, Melly looks like a liar, and they could use that. So again, I think there's multiple ways how the police or the DA is gonna use this, but that's my first bet. Then the second bet is that when we get the plea agreement, he has to testify if called upon. Because I don't know why everybody keeps saying niggas is signing deals and getting out of jail early, but they don't have to take the stand if called upon. Not saying you're the star witness, but if called upon. If for whatever reason you're called upon, I've never seen a deal where you sign a deal that says I never have to take the stand. What the fuck point of a deal is that? So again, maybe they don't need him, but I guarantee in that plea agreement it says if he's called to testify under oath to the truthfulness of the statements he made in this plea agreement or in the proffer session, he has to. I guarantee. So those are the two bets. Anyway, let me go check in on Casanat, and we'll talk about Drake in a little bit with Casanat. But a Casanat said Young Boy concert. This shit look like it's a movie. Hey, yo, that's the first white person I seen at Young Boy's concert. What the fuck? You got pimple commercials on this shit? What the hell? Yo, that's the first white person I seen at Young Boy's concert, man. That's an infiltrator. That's an infiltrator. I ain't gonna lie, I went to a Travis Scott concert. I ain't seen more than 10 black people. That's a fact.
I was gonna say I went to a Travis Scott concert. I ain't seen no more than 10 black people.
Travis Scott concert was straight white people. I ain't gonna hold you. Nothing wrong with it, by the way. You feel me? There was no violence. There's a bunch of people like, yo, yeah, dude, Rager and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Drake concerts, a lot of hoes. There's old people, little kids. It's a mixed bag. I wouldn't say there's decent amount of black people and white people and Spanish people. You could just see it's niggas who got money. Kendrick concert just looked like a Black Panther rally. Looked like some niggas who's anti-deodorant. Well, actually, no, his concerts back in the day. This time when I seen him at the stadium, it looks like a pop person concert. So, and it was him and SZA, so I get it. All right, is this ad fucking done? Yo, Twitch won't let you skip the ad. Wow, y'all went to the next tab trying to skip it. Unless Kai is running some crazy ads, huh? Holy.
Yeah, that's wild. Listen, man. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, y'all, to the channel, man. Man, this shit is wild. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna react to this Young Thug situation because it's a lot of stuff going on with this Young Thug stuff, y'all. It's wild, man. Watch out. That line's been making its way all over the internet, no lie to y'all. No lie to y'all, man. But hey, man, you know what it is. It's your boy Crib, but Los Crib, baby, NT News. I'm out, y'all. Love and bless.